Okay, so for number 9, we've got a badminton shuttlecock struck by a racket at a 35-degree angle. Okay, so our angle here is 35 degrees, giving it a speed of, so our initial velocity is 10 meters per second. How high will it go? So we're looking for dy, and we're looking for how far will it travel horizontally, that's dx, if it was the same height as it was projected. Okay, so we want to figure out those two pieces of information, dy and dx. Now, in order to find dx, I also know that I have to find time. So I need time up, and I need time total as well. So those are all the things that I have to find. Now, the other things that I need to do, and this is what I should think of first, when I first look at a question like this, my first thought should be that I want to find my components for my velocity. Okay, that's always our first step. So Vix is going to be 10 cos 35. Viy is going to be 10 sine 35. Now, I'm not going to actually do these calculations. I'm going to let you do the calculations, okay? But those are the first things that we want to find, our vertical and our horizontal components of our velocity. Now, once I know those components, I can then start thinking about finding the other information. Now, if I wanted to figure out dy, for instance, I would calculate, that's our height, right? This is our height right here. If I wanted to calculate my height, I'm going to use one of my acceleration formulas that helps me to find that height. Now, the one that I'm looking for is the vf squared equals vi squared plus 2ad. That's the formula that I'm going to use. And so what I need to do is rearrange that for t. Sorry, not t, for d is what I meant to say. So I end up with vf squared minus vi squared all over 2a. Now, when I do this calculation, I have to bear in mind here that my final velocity, this is talking the y direction, is always 0 meters per second on the way up. Remember when it reaches that apex. And then my acceleration due to gravity is going to be negative 9.81 meters per second squared. I need to remember those things as I put them into the formula, okay? So again, I didn't calculate my VIY. I didn't calculate that because I just didn't. So you can do that. Remembering that our VF squared, though, is 0 meters per second. Squaring it minus whatever that VIY is squared divided by 2 times negative 9.81. And that's going to give us our maximum height. Okay, so that's our dy. That's our height. Now, I also need to figure out my time up. Okay, so time, I'm going to use my formula Vf equals Vi plus At, but I'm going to rearrange it. So time is equal to Vf minus Vi all over A. And so again, Vf 0 meters per second. Now again, we're talking about time up. We're going in the upward direction, so we need to be dealing with our Viy again. Again, I didn't calculate that, so you've got to put that in. Our acceleration, negative 9.81. Now remembering that that is just our time up, I need to then times it by 2 to get our total time. Okay, now that I have my total time, I can calculate my distance in the horizontal direction. Okay, now for that I'm going to use V equals d over t, and then I'm going to rearrange that. D, this is now dx, so I need Vix. dx equals Vix times t. Now again, I don't have any of those values. You will have them though once you've calculated those two values there, and you'll put them in to find your horizontal distance. I hope that's enough to get you going at least.